Hello guys, today I'm going to talk to you again about something that's just been bothering me a little bit. It does have to do with the Bible though, so let's just jump right into it. So today I was listening to Glenn Beck and he talked about a story where a couple in Oregon lost their child based on their IQ. Right? The government just thought they weren't smart enough to handle a kid. These are not people who can't take care of themselves. They can take care of themselves. They had a job, or at least the mother did. He's held jobs before, things like that. So although they might not be the brightest cookie in the tin, they are still able to take care of themselves. Okay? And this immediately brought to mind the baby Charlie case just seen recently in the UK. And I'll have those links down below so you guys can check that out. And so it also made me think of this Bible verse, alright? And the verse is 1 Samuel 8, 6 through 19. And one of the reasons why Christianity for me is the way is because you'll read the Bible and then you'll go out there into this world and you will see it happen. Every time, almost every time, just about. The things you don't see happen anymore is like Jesus walking around. Okay, but you'll see the concepts in the Bible play out in this world. And so here's an example of that, right? So 1 Samuel 8, 6 through 19 is talking about Samuel is about to retire, basically. They're trying to decide who's going to be the next judge, and Israel says, I don't want a judge anymore. I want a king. I want to be like the cool kids. I want to be like all the other nations. I want to be like all the other countries and have a king. And so God says, just listen to them. They're not rejecting you. They're not rejecting, whoever's supposed to come before you or whatever. They're rejecting me as their king. They're rejecting the concepts of God, right? And this is what God says will happen if you put a king over you, all right? And this is a solemn warning from him. This is what the king who will reign over you will claim as his rights. He will take your sons and make them serve with his chariots and horses, and they will run in front of his chariots. Some he will assign to be commanders of thousands and commanders of fifties, and others to plow his ground and reap his harvest, and still others to make weapons of war and equipment for his chariots. He will take your daughters to be perfumers and cooks and bakers. He will take the best of your fields and vineyards and olive groves and your grain and your vintage and take them and give them to his party members. Or he'll give them to other people, basically his friends. He's going to take your cattle and your donkeys because he wants to, for his own use. Hello, Soulpatch. And then he's also going to make you his slave. But Israel said anyway, no, we want a king over us. Then we'll be like all the other nations with a king to lead us, to go out before us and fight our battles for us. Right? Again, doing something for you instead of you getting up and doing it yourself. So I wanted to unpack this a little bit, why these stories made me think of this story, this concept story that God gave us. And this is just to show you how the Bible applies to today. So here the Bible is clearly talking about what happens when people are given too much authority over each other and why a smaller government is good. Okay, because it's in 9 through 13, he's telling them, when you have a king, he is going to take everything that you love and he's going to think that it's his right to do that. He's going to believe that he and his government, because it's not just like him, he takes the stuff, gives it to his friends who are working with him too, right? Or he takes stuff and gives it to whoever. But he's not only going to do that, he's going to think that it's right for him to do that. It's his right. He can have this because he's king. Or he can make this decision for you and your children's decision for your children, how they're going to live, what they're going to do, what jobs they're going to have. He's going to think it's his right to do so. All right? So that's verses 9 through 13 where it says that. And this is what we see happening now. It's a start. It's only one little step, okay? Both in the UK and here, these cases that I've mentioned are just two that have started to pop up. As Christians, it's important we keep an eye on the role a government tries to play in anyone's life, in everyone's life. As I and many others have said before, it's the small start in things, guys. The warm water that boils the frog. Hey, let's not be frogs today, guys. Thanks for joining me, and be blessed. Just think about what I said. Try and look around. You'll see the Bible everywhere. Like I said, bye. Be blessed.